To God be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory for the things He has done. Hey boss ladies, and welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for being a boss and thank you for coming back. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Stay tuned. I'm so excited to be with you all today. We are going to be doing a chit chat. Get ready with me. A couple of people on my social media requested to get ready with me, so I'm like, of course I gotta come on camera and do it for y'all, period. This is gonna be super excited, but I don't want to like talk too much for you guys, and I'm gonna get right into it. So this is gonna be my first time doing a get ready with me style video. It literally just took me like 2 minutes struggling to just grab my dip brow out of the little tray, but I'm not gonna be saying the details of what makeup products I'm gonna be using. They're all gonna be in the description box for you all to know, but I'm just gonna go ahead and start talking, sharing what's going on in my life. So first and foremost, I definitely just want to recognize the fact that, you know, I think that we're in a generation in which we are, not that we have the expectation that being black in America is no longer an issue, but it's almost like, you know, I talk to my friends about this and I say, like, you know, Jim Crow is over, slavery is over, and you know, some people will say, some people refer to the mass, like I can't get my words out, sorry y'all. Some people will refer to the excessive imprisonment of black men as the new Jim Crow, black women as well, but it's really just hurting my heart and my soul to see black men and women dying on social media on a regular basis, you know, and it's really painful and really traumatizing. And I know I kind of started this off real heavy, but it's really been sitting on my heart and I could not go without talking about it. So I just want to take a moment to say the names of the people who recently lost their lives due to police brutality. If you don't know about it, you know, definitely read up on it. It is all over social media. I don't really know if it's all over the news, I won't lie to y'all. I'm not really consistent with watching the news. Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd. We're praying for your families. You know, we're trying our best to call several district offices to do our part, but this is just so painful because part of me is just so like in a state where I feel like it's so important to be knowledgeable and to be aware and to help and support, but it's so draining. Like, it's so draining having to do this on a consistent basis and just feel like, is this ever gonna end? Are we ever gonna see justice? What does justice even look like at this point? It's really sickening, but I know y'all ain't come, well, let me not say that. I want to take a turn and just talk about what's been going on with me in my life, in my everyday to-dos. So honestly, I have been in a whirlwind, a roller coaster of life. Like, honestly and truly, I've been just trying to figure out, where do I want to go next? What do I want to do? Where do I see myself in, you know, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you know? But I feel like as a woman in my early 20s, I'm 22, for those of you who may not know, as a woman in my early 20s, I feel like we are almost conditioned or being shown that at this point we're supposed to have it all together. We're supposed to know what's next. We're supposed to, you know what to do. But really and truly, like, no. You don't have to know what's next right now, you know? Like, I don't necessarily think there's a point in life that's just like, okay, this is the moment. If you don't know who you are and what you want to do in life by 30, like, you're a complete failure. Like, you're the dictator of that as an individual. And so for me, honestly, I've always calculated my success in life based on milestones. You know, I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. I've calculated success by, hey, I've graduated college, got a good GPA, you know, did a whole bunch of things on my college campus. And when you get out of it, it's kind of like none of that matters in real life. Like, people at your job are not asking you like, oh snap, were you a part of that honor society? Like, no, that's not what you talk about at work or any of that. So it's kind of like I'm in a season of rediscovery, in the sense of I've been praying to God and I've been meditating on, you know, trying to find that clarity. And if you watch my 6-month post-grad depression type update, I had a life update that I posted on my channel, and you know, I talk about a similar thing in that video. So it kind of goes to show you that, you know, it doesn't just take a year to figure it out, because now it would be a year since I did graduate from undergrad. It doesn't just take a year. It doesn't just take 6 months. It is really a lifelong process of discovery. So for me, I'm just in a state of, okay, like, what now? How do I now figure out and try to cultivate this pathway that I foresee for myself? Like, I think, you know, I want to just take my time and I want to learn myself. This is way too much powder that I'm putting on my eye right now. You guys, clearly talking and doing makeup is a failure for me, but we're gonna get through this together. And I'm telling you, watch, final result is still gonna be popping. Let's just dust that away. I just set my eyes and ended up looking like Casper the Friendly Ghost. I really think I'm funny. I be laughing at my own jokes. If you don't laugh at them, it's okay. I'm laughing at myself because I think I'm funny. So back to what I was saying. Yeah, so being in this season of discovery is a hard process. I have a lot of really down days, you know, I'm not even gonna lie. I have days that I don't even want to get out of bed, don't want to speak to people. Hold on, I'm gonna have to stop talking really quick to put this eyeliner on. All right, so now that I got that done, I'm gonna continue. Like I was saying, it's a lifelong process and I'm not trying to rush it anymore. I feel like at first I was just like, no, if I don't know by the end of the year what I'm supposed to be doing, or like I don't know what's next. Like I'm just gonna go to law school and figure it out. Studied criminal justice in undergrad, and you know, part of me is just, I'm not connecting with that passion. Like I'm not connecting with that passion, which is gonna bring me into my next topic of, you know, navigating the YouTube space and just being someone different almost. So what I mean by that is, you know, so I just talked about the fact that in undergrad I studied criminal justice. People often knew me as like the student leader, the bookworm, the busy bee, all of that stuff. So when I started this YouTube process and I started my channel, I think for a lot of people it was like strange. Like some people were just like, Langie, a YouTuber? Like that's weird, you know, that's different. But I really love this. Like I love creating, I love getting on camera, I love doing my makeup, I love doing my hair, I love challenging myself to discover new things, right? And so the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because, you know, trying to, I don't want to say I'm changing my identity because I'm still the same person, but trying to navigate this space is so difficult because people already had a preconceived notion of who I wanted to be, in the sense that, like, because I did all of that stuff in undergrad, like I was gonna graduate, I was gonna go to law school, I was gonna do all of those things. So to see me on YouTube creating content and all of that stuff is just strange to many people, at least people who are close in my circle. If you don't know me at all and you're watching this video, you don't know any of this stuff, but this is a chance for you to get to know me a little bit more. So it's so difficult when I feel like everybody, not everybody, but when I feel like people around me, I'm waiting for my eyelash to dry. When I feel like people around me just already have an expectation of who I should be. And the only person who's allowed to define you is you. So a part of this process, and you know, something that was difficult for me in the beginning, is getting to that mindset and just realizing that that's who I was in college, but that's not who I have to be moving on in life. Like that's not who I have to be. If this is my passion and this is what I want to do for life, I can do that. I can make that call. I can, you know, put all of my resources into this channel, which I am already doing. But I don't have to allow anybody else's expectations of me define what I do in life. But anyways, I'm gonna go back into what I was saying, since I'm waiting on this eyelash to dry. So don't let anyone define you. That is the lesson of that specific portion of this chit chat. You know, like, you have the power to define yourself. Like, you have that power. Don't let anybody take that from you, and don't let anybody try to convince you that this area or this realm is not for you either. Because at the end of the day, people enjoy different things. People have different styles. People like certain channels for certain reasons. So if you were a part of corporate America and you were working in finances, but you have a love for entrepreneurship and you want to start a YouTube channel about it, do it. Like, why not? Like, I really don't see why not. And I feel like a lot of people always talk about, oh, everybody's just getting on YouTube for clout and they're just trying to like make a name for themselves. And at the end of the day, like, people are gonna do what they want to do. People are people. Like, if you know your heart and you know your intentions and you know what your goal is, I say go for it. I say shoot for the stars, baby. Wow, that was perfect. And I did it on camera. Hey, I'm proud of myself. Let's hope the second lash goes that well too. To continue talking about me, I also just wanted to talk about like finding a new space in New York City. It is so hard. Moving is so hard, y'all. Like, and honestly, if you're not making a whole lot of money, having roommates is more ideal. Living with people is more ideal because it's cheaper, it's easier to live that way. You're not gonna be spending like $1,800 on a 1-bedroom apartment. Like, I feel like when I look up the prices of rent in other states, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, why do I live in New York City? Literally, why do I live here? Why? And I'm just like, you know what? Hey, I did another one. Y'all, I'm so proud of myself right now because I can never do my lashes on camera, and I just did it. I just did it. Oh wait, okay, I did it. Success. You see, and this is what I'm talking about. Growth, baby, growth. So let me continue chitty chatting. So yeah, living in New York City is so expensive. It's outrageous how much it costs to live in this city. So luckily for me, I live with my siblings. I have 2 sisters that I live with, and we've just been looking for a new apartment. Where I live now, I lived here for almost a year, a little less than that, but there's some issues, so we're not really trying to stay here that long. Too many details to share with y'all, sorry. But you know, trying to find a new space is really difficult because it's kind of like, do I sacrifice aesthetic for price? Like, you know, deciphering that type of budget and just kind of like figuring out what my priorities are. And not just me too, I have to also think about my sisters as well. What are their priorities and what's more important to them? And that's the other thing about, you know, living with people that can suck sometimes. It's kind of like everybody's priorities can be different, you know. We're all not necessarily looking for the same thing. Can't find the concealer that I've been using recently, so I'm going back to my handy dandy LA Girl Pro concealer. But anyways, so for me, I know my priorities are like budget but also aesthetic. Because also a part of this YouTube life is understanding and knowing that, you know, people are attracted to videos that have a nice looking space, because not only are you looking at the person, but you're like, wow, like look at that background or whatever. And so I like to think about that and consider that, as well as like, am I gonna have space to take photos, like, you know, what's that like and stuff. So it's a process for sure. You know, wish me luck, pray for me. It's very much appreciated, anything that you guys can, you know, do for me during this time while we're looking for a new apartment. But let me talk about something on a more positive side. At least I think it's something that's more positive for me. I have been just learning and understanding how to be a better friend. And I say that because, you know, I think a lot of times we don't realize that we tend to talk, people have tendencies to talk about themselves a lot. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also just understanding and knowing that sometimes you need to shut your mouth and just listen to others. So I've done some research on, you know, self-awareness and what that means. And, you know, some of the traits that people who are self-aware have, I'm like, damn, like I do not have that at all whatsoever. And I've always considered myself to be somebody who's like self-aware. Like I'd be like, I know myself, I know who I is. And I realized maybe I don't. And not even like maybe I don't, but I may know who I am, but also recognize and acknowledge the fact that I have more to learn, and there are things that I can and should do that will make me a better person in my daily life. So I try to do more listening than talking. I try to ensure that I check in on people. During COVID, I was seeing like posts that was saying something like, oh, if people aren't checking up on you during this time, like, you know who your real friends are. And I was just like, what the fuck? That's so corny, because you don't know what people are experiencing. To open your mouth, to fix your lips and say something like that, I feel like that's kind of selfish, because you're only just thinking about the fact that like, oh, like, who checked in on me? Who have you checked on? Like, check yourself first and really start thinking about, okay, instead of me worrying about who checked on me, have I checked on my loved ones? Have I made that phone call, that text, that whatever necessary to know how my people are doing? Because if you haven't done that, who are you to now say, if somebody hasn't checked up on me, then I'm not messing with them when this is over? People are in difficult financial situations. They're in a struggle. And you know, I was one of those people who was like, well, I never said like, oh, if somebody ain't check up on me, like, I ain't messing with you. I ain't never say that. But when I used to see those posts, I really did start thinking to myself like, okay, how can I do more and think less about me in this circumstance? Because I'm good. I'm not even gonna lie, like, I'm good. I still have a job, you know. I get more time to record. You know, someone in my family did pass away, which was really hard for me, and I still have really rough days, you know, I'm not gonna lie about that. But for the most part, I'm not struggling. So I have to recognize my privilege in that circumstance. Like, I have to recognize that I have more than a lot of people have right now. Like, you know, I think about the fact that there are so many people out there who did not get stimulus checks, right? They didn't get their little $1,200. And all the people who was on social media talking about, if you need a stimulus check, then you need to reevaluate your financial situation. Shut up. Like, hush your mouth. People can be so corny. I'm not even like what? Y'all don't know what people be going through, and y'all just be saying a whole lot of stuff. People got crazy Twitter fingers and just social media fingers, because I feel like this generation is so judgmental, and we have an expectation that everybody is gonna have like these bomb finances, and just everybody's gonna be in a good financial predicament in order to not need extra money from the government. First of all, the government is giving free money. I don't care how much money I make, I want to take it, because it's free money. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, it's free money. And obviously, it's like, if I was making, you know, millions of dollars, I understand how that can be problematic, because why is a millionaire getting a stimulus check? Like, if you a millionaire getting a stimulus check, that may be a problem. But average Joe is not making that, is not making millions, okay? Like, come on, guys, just stop it. Ooh, I look good. I'm so cute. Period, sis. But yeah, average Joe ain't making $1 million. Like, so I'm chatting. All right, I'm gonna just finish up the look with my face and come back when I'm doing my hair. All right, so I'm done with the makeup look, and actually I left my lip matte, which I usually don't do. I like glossy looks, but I thought that this looked really dope, so I was like, I'm gonna just leave it. And I had to put this scarf on real quick because the sides of my frontal were so rude. Sides of my frontal was coming up, so I had to fix that. I'm not gonna be doing any specific passes. Just gonna go over my hair. But yeah, so you know, that's really the bulk of what I wanted to talk to you all about today. You know, I'm just excited to see how much I grow in this next year. And this next year meaning like from June of 2020 to June of 2021. And the reason why I kind of say it like that is because it's June right now, you know, and when I say year, I'm not necessarily like talking about just the actual year, but like where I am in time 1 year from now. Because last year around this time I was struggling financially. Even though I had a job, your girl did not know how to save. And for all the people watching this, like, saving is so important. Like, if you don't save, then that's really a travesty. So I wasn't saving. I was just in shambles, really, and I didn't know what I was doing with life. I can't say I fully know what I'm doing with life now, but I can say that I'm more comfortable with the position that God has me in right now. And you know, I'm just trying to be obedient, because a lot of times we like to be the dictators of what's happening, you know. And you may not be religious, so you may be like, girl, what you talking about? Like, I'm in control of my life, which you do have your control. You do have free will. But you know, I know that God places us in spaces, or wants to place us in spaces that we may not be ready for, and we're not gonna get there and understand that till we are obedient. Because it's kind of like, you can cry about the fact that, you know, your job isn't working, or your expectations of a relationship are not up to par, and God might be saying to you, it's because I had nothing to do with that. Like, you put that together. This had nothing to do with me. Like, so why did you expect it to work? And you know, this is just my mindset. I'm not perfect. I'm not no, you know, I don't know every single Bible scripture, but I know that what God has called for you to do, it's gonna happen, period. You know, like, and that's just real. That's just real. That's just how I feel. Oh, girl. Oh, who that? Baby girl. Baby girl, baby girl, baby girl. Y'all, this hair is so long. Like, I wish I could see. Well, let me stand up. Like, look at how long this hair is. So long. So freaking long. But she's beautiful. And that's on period, sis. Okay. I just realized I didn't put on a setting spray. I was wondering. I'm like, something is off. You gotta set your face, because it really does make a big difference in your makeup. And if anyone tells you otherwise, don't believe them, because it really does make a difference. I like to pat it down. So this concludes my get ready with me. I hope you all enjoyed the look. It is my, I would say, everyday makeup look. Usually, like I said, I would put on some lip gloss, and I decided not to put on lip gloss today just because I felt like this lip look was kind of different for me and it looked really nice. But thank you so much for listening, for tuning in. Let me know if you guys enjoy this kind of content. I definitely had fun, you know, just talking to you guys and like just sharing, you know, some of my feelings and what's going on in my life, and just kind of like doing my makeup without having to give instructions. Sometimes I'll be like, I gotta instruct them on what I'm doing, like, ooh, that's a lot. But make sure you stay tuned because I have so much more in store. I'm really excited. Subscribe to my channel, like, share, do all of those things. Have a wonderful day and keep being a boss. Bye.